everyone! Today we are going to work on fractions. So we're going to do a complete review of what shaded fraction versus unit fraction is, and then how to properly draw it on a number line. So I've drawn the same shape twice, and then I've put unit fraction, shaded fraction, and then just the number line. So this first one I'm going to split into halves. Again, halves are two pieces. I am going to shade one of them in. So I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about the difference of unit fraction and shaded fraction. For this top one, they are going to be the same answer, but for the bottom one, they will not be the same answer. So unit fraction will always have a number 1 at the top, and then have your fraction line. And then the bottom number for your unit fraction will be the amount of pieces that you see in your shape. So this square was broken into 2 pieces, so then my unit fraction is that each of these pieces just represents 1/2 of the shape. The shaded fraction here is also going to be 1/2, or 1/2, because one piece out of 2 pieces, is shaded. The way that we plot this on a number line is that we always start with 0. And for this one, we only have one shape, so my endpoint is going to be a 1. Now, I have to break this line in half because this shape was broken into half. So halfway would be right about here, and then we could plot 1/2. So this piece right here, or this 0, technically represents 0 out of 2 pieces. Then this would represent 1 out of 2 pieces, and 1/2 represents 2 pieces out of 2 pieces, because 2 halves make 1/2. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing for this bottom shape, however I'm going to break it apart into many more pieces. So this time I'm going to split it into fourths, and I'm going to shade 3 of them. So my unit fraction and my shaded fraction are not going to be the same here, because unit fraction again represents what one box out of the entire box represent, versus shaded fraction, which is asking you how many pieces are colored in. So my unit fraction is going to be 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So again, unit fraction only means how much does one box out of the entire box represent, and that would be 1 out of 4 pieces. My shaded fraction now becomes 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. If it asked you for the unshaded part, that fraction would be 1/4, because 1 out of 4 pieces is not shaded. So again, I only am working with one shape down here. So when I work with only one shape, my number line has to start with a 0 and end with a 1, because we're only working again with one shape. However, this time my shape is cut into 4 pieces, which means I need to split this into 4 pieces as well. Remember, they must be equal pieces. Fractions always have to be equal pieces. They cannot be unequal. So I'm going to split it in half first, and then split that half into 2 more halves. Now, when I am labeling this, again, the 0 is going to represent 0 pieces out of how many are here. So this 0 represents 0 out of 4. Because if you divide, 0 divided by 4 is going to be 0. Now, if I have for 1/2, this whole shape is 1/2, there are 4 pieces here. So my fraction for 1 whole is 4 over 4, or 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So you can see. So now I have all of these other ones I need to still label. If this is 0 out of 4, the next one is going to be 1 out of 4. Then the next one's going to become 2 out of 4. And then the next one's going to be 3 out of 4, if I did it correctly. And then again, this would be 4 out of 4. Now, if it asks you to plot what the shaded fraction was on your number line, then you would mark or put a dot at the 3/4, because 3/4 of our shape is shaded. So when I do that on a number line, 3/4 of my line is going to be filled out. Again, please remember that fractions need to be separated into equal pieces. And then when you split them on the number line, you split it into the amount of numbers that your shape is split into. So again, this one's split into 4 pieces, but when you start at 0, this is always 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Please do not count this first line as 1 because it is a 0, not 1. If you started here at counting at 1, this would be 1, 2, 3. Well, that's not 3/4 on your number line. So please again, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to help you. Have a good day.